here to ruin your year again.
Anyway, just like last year, we did a...
anticipated
If
change
you
list.
were here last year for our top 25 games of 2016, you've been here for a long time.
Wasn't it like when we hit 150 subs or something?
Something like that.
We gained a ton of subs this year.
Yeah, we're at 1,150 as of right now.
Yeah,
so
we're good.
If you're watching this later, then you can sit. Anyway, so there aren't honestly that many awesome looking games coming out this year so far.
As has been the trend in recent gaming years, a bunch of crap's coming out and maybe some good games if they don't get canceled.
Yeah, so what we're going to do is going to be from 15 to 1, and then at the very end of the video I also have 4 honorable mentions I wish to touch on, mainly because they're not coming, they might come out this year, but they're probably going to come out in 2018, so I'll just mention them quickly at the end.
And maybe they'll come out never.
Yeah,
like scale down.
That was originally on the list.
Last year's list.
Actually, I just want to say really quick, I originally had for number 15, it was Scalebound, but then it got canceled. So then I begrudgingly put Mass Effect Andromeda, but
then we found something better.
But then we figured out that, for one, you only play as human, which...
And it's male or female.
Male or female. I'm like...
And at least they include all the genders.
That's true.
Yeah, at least they didn't go SJW style and include like 76 different genders. How about poly, queer, demisexual, wolfkin, fox-loving goddess, moth?
Anyway,
what the hell they say?
Gabe found the replacement for number 15.
I don't have very many games I'm excited about this year, but we're going to take turns reading them off because we're do you agree to that?
Last year we did 25. This year we were only doing 15 because again,
not that many.
There wasn't that many games that looked appealing to us.
And indie games are going to play a big part this year, hopefully.
Oh yeah, way bigger than they did last year.
Mainstream game makers need to go and get high or something before they make these games because they're all just too boring.
Yeah, the main thing that draws me into games nowadays is either it's strategy or it has a very interesting art direction. So anyway,
interesting atmosphere, something interesting. Most of these games that they're coming out with this year aren't interesting at all. And
there's actually a lot more PS4 exclusives on this list than there were last year.
Dave hates himself.
Yes. Moving on. What is number 15?
Dave, we can't pronounce that one.
Anyway,
it's Miegakure, maybe? It's German? I think it's German.
I don't know. Well, go ahead and explain it because you've seen
It's a puzzle game. It's very simple. You're basically in this little square cube throughout the entire world, and you have to go to different positions and change the cube to a different environment in order to get different areas to move on and levels and whatnot. It's very weird. I would like it because it's a puzzle game. And Dave would probably like it because, once he gets drunk and not enough drugs, he'll enjoy anything.
So I saw a little bit of it. I'm not sure. I'd have to play it to know if I'd really like it, obviously. So.
Well, yeah, we haven't seen too much of any of these games. We're gonna be honest here. There's not much going for these yet, but they look interesting.
Some of them.
Number 14.
Number 14. I'll get that. Is Little Nightmares and.
Not us.
What?
We're not little.
We're big nightmares.
And we're night terrors.
We're tree mares.
Tree terrors.
Tree terrors. Okay, tree terrors. Little Nightmares is a kind of like creepy. I love the music in the trailer for it. Creepy kind of platformer, puzzle solving, and I'm not really usually into either of those two combinations, being platformer or puzzle solving, but I really like the music it's going to be in the game, and I really like the art style. So
to me, it just doesn't seem creepy, maybe because my mind is so deranged and messed up.
But
also, how do you have a creepy platformer side-scrolling game?
See, it's probably going to be less creepy and more just interesting art-wise. That's more of the reason I wanted it.
See, my idea of creepiness is something that mentally disturbs you and breaks you entirely and drives you completely insane.
They don't make games like that anymore. I don't know if they've actually ever made. Oh, they made the I Have No Mouth and I'm a Scream
Best game ever.
But that wasn't.
By the way, Dave's gonna try that game.
Eventually, yes, I will try that game for a Dave tries. Crap, we have to record another one of those. Anyway, moving on. 13.
Perception.
This is another one of yours.
Well, it's an indie game that I found that Dave doesn't think looks interesting at all.
It could be interesting. It's one of those ones I'd have to play.
See, Dave doesn't like being a blind person at a game. Now, you're probably wondering how the hell that works. Because you're blind. You see by, quote-unquote, echolocation, you create sound waves, and you can see things based off what the sound waves do. And they can look different every time. And it just looks disturbing, and I kind of like that. Because it's not, creepy, but at the same time, it sort of is.
It would be. Is there going to be monsters or anything? Do they
Well,
show?
there's already been the first scene they showed off so far. You're in this house, right?
Mm-hmm.
You're trapped in this house apparently because these weird roots that are of magic trapped you in there, which is disturbing in and of itself. Roots should not be doing magic, unless they're hist. That's a different story, and hist aren't trees. That aside, you're trapped in this house, and there's these, recordings you can find of this guy who lived there, and he was working on making these dolls, and they became essentially sentient, and one of them attacks you with a gun. I'm not kidding you.
Oh god, it's hilarious.
It is. And when you get into the basement area, you actually get locked into a room by a giant doll. So yeah, there are quote-unquote monsters, but I don't think there's combat, Dave. I don't think it's combat focused.
So is it like one of those ones you just kind of like sneak and hide and
try to get through and solve the puzzles. I don't know if that's all of the game. I certainly hope it's not, because that would just be awful.
Because it kind of reminds me of this game called, I think it was called Swan. Came out last year. Same kind of premise. It was just a white screen.
Yeah, I saw that.
And you had to throw black balls of ink, and you could then see. So that kind of reminds me of that.
I think that's a very interesting direction for games to go, because it kind of makes you... I'm not blind, so I don't know how blind people feel, but it kind of makes you think about what they must do to tell what's around them. Obviously, it's not accurate. I don't see
that
blind
would be cool
people
in
making
VR.
noises. It would be cool in VR.
Mm-hmm.
But it kind of makes you think about what it's like to be blind. So if there's any blind viewers out there, well, first of all, how'd you get here? And second of all, what are your thoughts on a game that does that? I'm just curious what they think. Even though they can't see it, like, what are your thoughts on being able to see through sound waves?
They probably don't even know what a sound wave looks like.
Dave, no one knows what a sound wave... You know what? You're fired, Dave. Go on to number 12.
Number 12. Now, this is one I'm more interested in to see, because we haven't seen any gameplay yet, and I'm very pessimistic about it, and that's Cyberpunk 2077. And I'm pessimistic because, of course, it's made by the same people who brought us Witcher. And if you know watch the channel at all, I'm not a fan of The Witcher in any...
Hashtag Witcher ruined RPGs.
Yeah, I'm not really a fan of the Witcher series in any shape or form.
We should say why we don't like The Witcher, because even though there's probably a lot of good gameplay content, they've turned games into nothing more than sex simulators at this point with RPGs.
I mean, like, yeah, that's actually another thing I wanted to go back to Mass Effect Andromeda. It sounds like, honestly, they put more effort. If you follow the, I forget the guy's name, Mike, who's the head developer. If you follow him, it sounds like they honestly put more effort into trying to figure out who should bang than more races to play as. And I'm sorry, that's something, as a fan of Mass Effect, I never cared.
As a fan of RPGs, it's not a necessary thing to have in the game. But this is a different video that we should probably make.
Yeah, I know. Anyway, so I want to see where they take, if any of the Witcher kind of elements remain, because the one CGI trailer they released for Cyberpunk looked really freaking awesome.
Now watch the gameplay trailer. It'll be nothing more than going to different bordellos and seeing prostitutes the whole time.
I mean, like, I'm optimistic about it, sort of. So we'll see. Supposedly some gameplay will be at E3 this year.
Supposedly.
Yes, supposedly.
They'll just have film of them going to bordellos in New York. It's just totally
actually,
footage.
the company that makes this in Poland, I think, they're actually a Slav game developer.
Oh God, that explains a lot.
Yeah, it does. And we'll see. Anyway, moving on.
Metro 2035.
Yes. Now, this is hardcore rumor. There isn't even a trailer of any sort out there of this.
So there's no guarantee it'll ever come out, let alone this year. But we needed a filler.
Well, no, we didn't need a filler because it's pretty much they're gonna it's kind of been confirmed they're gonna reveal it this year at E3. If they don't,
but it probably won't come out this year, Dave.
No, they kind of were saying, from what I've been reading, that it's going to be revealed with a release date of this year.
Release date of 2020.
No, the release date of sometime in December.
What they should do is wait till 2035 and then release it.
Which it's supposedly this way. I liked quite a bit the first Metro game, which I think was Metro 33, and then the second one I liked a bit. Quite a bit more. Metro Last Light was very good.
See, they missed an opportunity. They could have called it Metro 2034.
That's actually the name of the book.
Yeah,
they're based on it. Anyway.
Yeah, but they missed the opportunity.
They did miss the opportunity. So I'm more yeah, we'll see. Hopefully it'll be good. It should be good. Anyway, moving on.
Scorn.
Scorn, number 10 to Scorn.
That one kind of reminds me of my own little mind. It seems perfectly normal to me. There's nothing wrong with it. Dave thinks the game is weird and it's abnormal. I think it's perfectly normal. It looks completely natural. There's nothing wrong with a bunch of fleshy things being, what creates existence.
And so that game is it reminds me of quite a bit of H.R. Giger, which Giger is the guy who Gink. If I remember correctly, that's his name, who is the guy who invented the alien for aliens. And I actually watched the documentary they did on his life. I think it was called High Star or something.
Probably was high.
He's a very interesting person, although I don't like the Alien movies. I do like his art, and it looks very inspired by it.
I will say this game makes me wish I was a game developer, because there needs to be a game where you're like part of an astronaut team, right? You find this planet, maybe in our solar system we just never knew about before, and you go down the surface. It's always shrouded in clouds and whatnot, and the entire surface is covered in this meaty kind of fleshy stuff, these beings living there, and make a great horror game out of it.
You're like,
why has no one done that?
It just looks so different and
it would disturb everyone.
It doesn't even look creepy, but just very unsettling. That's the best horror.
And it kind of reminds me of Run Like Hell. I don't know if you've played that, Dave.
I have not.
You should. Because the aliens who infest the space station you're on, who want to get to Earth, take over it, they pretty much start turning everything into these fleshy walls. Hallways made of flesh. It's all disturbing, because this is what these aliens are. But then you see the planet, and it's just got storm clouds and a bunch of giant, raging, ape-looking things, and the ground is green with grass, and it's like, what? That is totally anticlimactic. Wow. Maybe that was just
when that game come out?
Oh, that was a while ago. Original Xbox, Dave.
Oh, that's graphics probably look like crap.
Well, maybe it wasn't grass. Maybe it was something else.
It's supposed to be green flesh.
Rotting flesh. We had to leave because our planet is rotting, because, we didn't stop reproducing. But a game based like that looks like this Scorn game, might be interesting, but the game itself still looks interesting.
Yeah, it's, I tell you the truth, it was one of the ones we were thinking, I wanted to find something to replace for number 15, again, replace Mass Effect Andromeda, and I'm like, yeah, I want to play this. As soon as I saw the gameplay trailer, I'm like, I want to play this.
And you know what? Some of the atmosphere seems Silent Hill 4 inspired, just the way it's unsettling, but it doesn't really attack you. You're not sure what to do with it, like the giant worm in the subway station. It's there. It's disturbing. There's nothing you can really do with it, but...
Yeah, I told you, that's the best form of horror in my experience, is the fact is when it's not necessarily in your face creepy, it's just very unsettling. That's the best kind of horror.
Like, jump scares are bullcrap. I hate those. Those aren't even scary. They don't make me jump at all, because you're always expecting. It's like,
you kind of get freaked out for a second. You're like,
it wears off real fast. You start just anticipating them, and you know what'll happen.
That's true.
Good kind of horror game will unsettle you, either through creepy, making you feel like you're being stalked, which you can't see what's stalking you, just feel like it's there, or something that's unsettling like this. So hopefully this game is actually good.
Actually, I was going to say, the best kind of horror movies, in my mind, are the ones that aren't gore fests, are just the ones where, like, you're a detective or something, and you're investigating something, and you can tell the whole time the character's being watched.
And being stalked.
And being manipulated. It's like, yeah, that's like the best kind.
And he opens up a door into a room covered in flesh. Hey, you know what?
You're really going on about that, aren't you?
I think that's one of the better unsettling things, because it makes people think, like, this is the inside of a giant creature or something. And at any moment, you could be digested. There's like that one SCP, that Secure, Contain, Protect little RP site where they make up different monsters that the government secretly finds. And one of them is a room built entirely of organic material, like flesh, teeth, bones. And if you go inside of it, you will become part of the room. That kind of unsettling thought, when you want to make a horror game, is a lot better than doing something like these jump scares. Not that I'm promoting people to be psychologically damaged for life at all, I'm just saying. Jump scares are cliche and boring as hell. Unsettling games, I think, are a lot more heart-pounding.
That's definitely true. Moving on, though. Whose turn is it? Is my turn, your turn?
Well, I said the last two, so you can say this one.
Okay. I believe it's called Vampyr?
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 Are you sure it's not vampire and you just spelled it wrong?
No, that's how it's spelled. And yeah, it's...
Wait. Do you play as a vampire?
Yes, you do.
Wow. See that coming.
But the reason I liked it is it seemed like more of a... It's set in medieval times.
You're not a...
Or turn of the century.
Fluffy, shiny vampire. You're an actual vampire.
You're actually a vampire.
None of this Edward crap.
No. And so yeah, it looked... All I can say is it looked interesting, and it looked like they were putting a more focus on a dialogue-driven story.
In 2017, Dave? You can't have that. People don't have the attention spans for that.
So I'm like, it has the opportunity to be good. I just need to see more and get my hands on it before I can say that. So, but yeah, I really love the dark atmosphere of London. I think it was supposed to be set in. Looked really cool. So yeah, we'll just have to wait and see for that. Go ahead.
Apparently, The Legend of Zelda is coming out. Yeah. Breath of the Wild? I can't read that.
Yeah, Breath of the Wild.
Yeah, The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild. I only played the Four Swords. I need to play the other Zelda games. I just haven't.
Yeah, you really need to play Twilight Princess.
Yeah.
It's the best. It's the best one.
I still feel sorry for Link, just because.
Everyone calls him Zelda.
Yeah.
Yeah, and from what I can see, like, I actually may want to buy a Nintendo Switch, because it's actually coming out for a Wii U, but who the hell's going to buy it? I don't want a Wii U.
Dave, there's that one Wii U enthusiast who's hardcore out there. He wants it.
You know, like, so it's coming out for both, but I would, if I got it, I'd buy it on the Switch. And yeah, so it just looks really beautiful. It's actually open world, which is the first time Zelda has gone open world.
That is surprising.
So it looks really fun in that regard. Like, there's different dungeons you can go and just in whenever you want, and all sorts of stuff. So it looks very fun, and it looks very beautiful. I love the art style.
And more than likely, all these games will have some kind of VR ability later on.
Oh god, the VR is like really cool, and I'm hyped to see it. But I'm just right now, the transition period is gonna suck.
Oh yeah, it's gonna suck. I mean, it's a VR extra thing. You don't have to use VR.
Well, it's a Nintendo exclusive, so I'm not sure.
Nintendo has VR. Totally. They're just gonna unveil it, man. Watch. It'll be the VRU.
VR.
Plug it directly into your brain. Nintendo assumes direct control of you, Dave.
Go buy more Pokeballs on Pokemon Go.
Pretty much. Let's do the next one.
The next one was unveiled last year at E3, and it's a weird title. Detroit Become Human.
Now, this has nothing to do with the area of Detroit actually having humans in it, because it doesn't.
And actually, it's more interesting because
it has war zones.
We live in Michigan, so kind of more interesting in that regard. But it's
not post-apocalyptic, right?
Yeah, we don't live in Detroit. We live in.
No, I'm saying the game.
No. It's like way in the future.
Wow.
And
John must have done a good job.
So you saw some gameplay for it at E3.
I just didn't buy it. It didn't look like Detroit, Dave. There were buildings that were still standing and human beings there.
So it has to do with it's the other place. The other games this company is known for is Heavy Rain. I think they came out with Heavy Rain, and that other one with Ellen Page in it.
Alan Wake.
Not Alan Wake. The other one. I don't remember what the hell it was called.
It wasn't even about Alan Wake. We'll talk about that later.
Anyway, yeah. So it looks very interesting. It looks like a dialogue-driven game. It's a PS4 exclusive, so the likelihood of me playing it is not very high.
About 1%. Maybe.
Yeah, if I get a job that pays well, I can go out and buy a PS4. Then yeah, I'll play
0%.
Yeah, I'll go play it. But yeah, it just looks really fun and interesting. And I know a lot of Xbox people will hate me for saying that, but I don't really give a crap.
Hey, you know what? We actually support platforms that have good games coming out to PC.
I mean, like, I was going for Xbox, but you canceled Scalebound,
amongst other things. Anyway,
moving on to Prey.
Not the type you do when you're asking God not to kill you.
You want to take this one away a little more? Or?
Well, it's the kind of prey where you are the prey, right?
Sure. Why not?
Go for it, Dave. You know more about this
than I do. This is probably one of the most anticipated ones on the list. It has to do with, it's the next game by Bethesda, and even though Fallout 4, this is interesting. Fallout 4 sucked in many regards, but Doom, Dishonored, and Wolfenstein were really good.
So we're hoping Prey will be either an in-between or actually really good. Yeah,
so I've been hearing a lot of people who played it early say it's like a really awesome mix between BioShock and Dishonored. Both of those games I love a ton. And just seeing some gameplay looks awesome, especially the one part where he turns himself into a coffee cup and like uses himself to roll around in the hidden areas.
They see me rolling.
That's awesome. I love that.
And every time you turn into a coffee cup, they play that song. You see me roll. They see me rolling.
So
copyright.
It looks really awesome. It's probably one of my most anticipated games. It's coming out not that far off in the future, I think. I don't remember the date. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to that one. Moving on to number 5.
The Surge.
The Surge.
Now, The Surge is like Dark Souls in space, right?
It's on the. I think it's on 8. I don't think it's on Earth. It could be though, but
in space. I said in space.
It's not on a plane. It's not on a spaceship or anything. It's on a planet.
Okay, fine. It's Dark Souls with aliens.
Not aliens. Zombies in mech suits.
It's pretty alien. They're probably from Mexico.
So yeah, it's basically Dark Souls, and it's made by the same people who made Lords of the Fallen.
So it's not really made by the Dark Souls team, as you probably.
No, it doesn't really matter because there's been some other good Dark Souls clones. Lords of the Fallen.
Salt and Sanctuary.
Yeah, it's good. Lords of the Fallen was a very okay Dark Souls clone.
It's getting a sequel.
Yeah, got a sequel. I haven't even finished it yet because
apparently it was good enough for that.
It was very okay. I mean, like, it was borderline not good, in my opinion, but it was.
But hey, the Surge
6
might be
out of
different.
10.
Now, I remember when they revealed some footage of the Surge. It looked pretty okay to me.
Mm-hmm.
It seemed far too bright and colorful for my likes when I was playing a game where you're supposed to be dying over and over again. But maybe that's not the objective of this one.
So it actually, it's true. It did have a lot of color in it and stuff.
It did have a lot of color,
that.
so that's a plus. It's obviously higher fidelity graphics, which all you graphic core Nazis out there will love.
And see, it's more Dark Souls. I mean, like, I can't really complain. If it's good, it's good. And
basically, it's part of the Masochism series of games that comes out once in a while. People somehow get addicted to. So if you're a masochist, you're gonna love this.
Again, it's in the Soul series. That's what the genre of masochistic games fall under.
Dave, there are masochistic games that are nowhere near like the Soul series. I've played them.
Well, in that style.
Arena, for example.
In that style of Dark Souls, it's called the Soul series.
But I mean in games in general that actually want to murder you and make games difficult again. Or actually have a challenge, which once you get used to Dark Souls, there is no real challenge.
That is true. Although I really need to play more Dark Souls 3 for Chris.
You need to do more Ultimate Black, too.
Anyway.
Like to behave. Anyway.
I'll cover the next one, then you can cover the other ones. Number 4, one I'm really super pumped for is Dawn of War 3. I do have some issues with it, though, because I watched the dev interview, and they kept on using the term clicks per minute, and that was driving me insane, because I'm like, because they're like, well, you have to do enough clicks per minute like Dota. I'm like, go kill yourself. And I'm like, I hate that crap. But they're returning base building, so...
Yeah, there's that. I don't get this whole click like a spastic 2-year-old thing, but apparently they're aiming for the, autistic crowd who has ADD.
Yeah, I can't stand MOBAs. So, it's probably the same reason I can't stand those stupid over-the-top RPGs.
Well, not all of those are clicky little games like that. Some of them are actually decent if you can get into them by enough drugs.
So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to it. I sure hope they don't go full MOBA. Like, don't do that. But
don't give them ideas, Dave.
But if they do, return it to... Keep the aspects of Dawn of War 2, which made that good, and the aspects of Dawn of War 1 that made that good, it could be a really awesome game.
It's kind of like if Bethesda took the aspects that made Morrowind great, made all the other games great, and put them together, made a great Elder Scrolls game. That's never going to happen. Anyway.
We'll see.
We'll see.
You want to cover number 3?
Cuphead, well, I wasn't too big of a fan of Cuphead when I saw it. It's kind of grown on me, I guess, a bit.
I love that art style.
The art style's nice.
God.
It just seemed kind of like one of the games we've played before.
Wow.
Art style.
Yeah. This is one of those other games that was on our list last year, so...
Yeah. Welcome back.
I have a feeling that it's done, and they're just waiting until, or near completion, and they're just gonna be like at E3, like, and you can buy it now, because it was revealed in 2014 or 13.
Hey, that's how you get your sales up. You reveal it at E3 and say, buy it now. People go on their phone and start buying it.
Yeah.
Crash the website.
So I have a feeling it'll be like one of those, and you can buy it now games at E3, because people love those.
By the way, for all you developers doing that, where you can buy it now at E3, please make multiple websites where you can buy it, because otherwise you're going to have people complaining they can't buy the game since the website crashed.
So yeah, all the same things from last year. It looks super pretty. Two people can play it once, so we can play it on the couch. It's an Xbox One exclusive. I believe it might be on PC, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, moving on to number 2, which was also on last year's list.
Come on, guys. You can't keep doing this to us. We can't keep regurgitating. Yes, we can. Please keep doing it. It makes it easier for us.
Little Devil Inside. Literally, they've constantly said they keep on releasing new screenshots and stuff. It's supposed to be like an open world exploration game, and I just love the art style. So that's all I can really say about that. it looks so beautiful. Exploration, like you have that weird car thing in that one scene. It looks awesome.
It's weird. Dave likes weird. Dave is weird.
So moving on to number 1 most anticipated game, which
all of us apparently,
which is actually available yesterday in early access on PC and Xbox, which is Pit People.
Yeah, Claire would love that.
Yeah.
Yeah, Claire's excited for Pit People. Dave's excited for Pit People. Gabe's kind of excited for Pit People too.
It's hard for me to believe he's excited in a strategy game.
It's not even a strategy game per se. It's just a fun game.
There's
a difference between a serious strategy game and Pit People. Pit People is... Okay, the story is depressing. Let's get that out of the way right now.
Horatio ate the blueberries.
The beginning of the story, the guy loses his family. It's like depressing, but at the same time, the way the art style is, and the way they present it is funny.
And the music just all goes so... Like, I've become such a huge fan of Behemoth. They make such good games.
Me too.
They make the best games. They're up there my favorite developers. So I'm super excited. I haven't bought it yet on early access. I will very shortly, probably tonight, because it is so good. If you haven't played Pit People, you really should. Oh, by the way, link in the description. Me and Claire did a review of the early access that we were able to get, or the beta that we were in. So I'll leave that in the description below.
Honorable mention, Destiny 2. No.
I actually told you that was kind of curious what they're going to do with Destiny 2. It's already been announced they're unveiling Destiny 2 this E3, so we'll see how that goes. Because Destiny 1 was just a pile of crap, in my opinion.
Well, no. Destiny 1 started out okay. Then they just destroyed it.
Yeah, there's certain things they need to do to make Destiny 1 not terrible.
This is Bungie's fault, right? We can blame Bungie again?
Yes, we can blame Bungie.
Finally blame Bungie again. Bungie, you suck.
Thank God Microsoft made you stop making Halo games.
Yeah, really.
Halo 5 was better because you didn't make it.
Halo 5, we were going to make it an MMORPG where you were top down and couldn't see anything.
Oh, God. Halo 5 was...
And you had to get people and make plans with people you didn't know.
Yeah, that's stupid crap. Anyway, honorable mentions. We've got 4 of them. They're all things I want.
I don't have anything nice to say about any game coming out except for the ones on this list. So, Dave, take it from here.
Yeah, honorable mention, first one, Phoenix Point. I will have some screenshots on the screen now. There's no gameplay available. In fact, there's not even a release date for it. Although the developers say most likely the end of 2018. That's the reason I didn't include it on this list. It's the cat's being adorable. It's a game made by the original XCOM developer, not the XCOM 1 reboot, the original XCOM games from the 1990s.
The ones Dave has never played.
Yeah, the ones I've never played, and it looks so good. It looks creepier. It looks the models look awesome. So hopefully it'll be awesome and everything. Yeah. Moving on, this game is actually available right now. It came out a couple days ago, and it's reverse XCOM. It's called Shock Tactics.
Why don't they just call it reverse XCOM?
And but instead of defending your world against aliens, you are humans invading alien worlds.
Well, that makes you the alien, Dave.
Yeah, kind of.
So you are the aliens invading worlds of other civilized individuals and ruining their lives.
Kind of. That's what I'm getting. It looks like there's a bunch of awesome...
Basically, you're Mexican. Anyway.
A bunch of awesome features that I really wish were included in XCOM 2, like warp jumping and stuff, using your character, more melee. Of course, XCOM 2 did have melee, but you can have a katana in there.
Yeah, man.
Asian appropriation.
You mean Japanese appropriation, Dave?
Culture.
Not all Asians use katanas, man.
Yeah, whatever.
Why don't you learn your stuff, you cisgendered white male?
Anyway, next I will mention is Warhammer 40k Inquisitor Martin. Now,
no tech priests, apparently.
There probably is tech priests in it.
But you can't play as one.
No, you're playing
you can't have a pet tech priest.
You're playing as Inquisitor Martin, as far as I understand. And I was initially going to include this on the list because it's coming out sometime middle of this year, I believe. And the first gameplay I saw of it, the camera was a lot closer than the later gameplay trailers. And I'm like, oh, this is going to be like a third-person RPG. But again, it came out, and no, it's one of those crappy, you're God looking down on someone camera angle.
Well, you're the Emperor, Dave. You're watching Inquisitor Martin and making sure he does his job right.
I might be able to play it with that mindset, actually.
Just send some custodians in once in a while to help him.
They don't leave the palace. What the hell?
Well, the undressed ones do, though.
Send Grey Knights. They're closer. Anyway, so I actually might be able to use that excuse in my brain to play it, but the combat does kind of look slow, so we'll have to see.
Dave is spastic as hell, so slow does not work for him.
No, slow. I once played a 3,000 turn thing of Civ. I know slow.
Yes, but Gandhi was involved, so you had the hype the whole time that you're going to get nuked before you even developed weapons.
Actually, I don't think I've hardly played any games against Gandhi. I think I played as not Denmark, the British faction in Civ 5. I did that or something. Anyway, and then last honorable mention, this game I actually just really wanted to include in the top 15, but I didn't get the chance, is a game called LeClue, and I love the art style of this game. It's a point-and-click adventure game. I want to play it. It might even be available now in early access.
Isn't that weird one with like the bone train, or is that a different one?
No, that game's been out for 2 years.
Okay.
This is just really kind of cutesy, funny point-and-click about solving a murder or something. It looks awesome. I really want to play it. It might even be available now. I don't know, but I'll have to go look into it. But yeah.
Gabe's done his research on this, folks.
Yes, I have done my research. All 5 minutes of it. Just the art style is so freaking good. But yeah, thank you for watching. Anything in closing you want to add, Gabe?
Hopefully 2017 doesn't suck for gaming. Hopefully Bethesda announces another Elder Scrolls game and they're going to actually make an effort to make it good.
I think, same thing I said last year, the most they might do is... Well, actually I said before that Project Scorpio is supposed to be announced this year. I have a feeling the next Elder Scrolls is going to be a launch title for that. I don't know why. But
what I think is going to happen with E3 and Bethesda is what they're going to do is they're going to come on stage and say, we've been working on the back burner Elder Scrolls 6. And it'll probably launch in a year.
Mm-hmm.
And we developed a new engine, and here's the title. Now you all can hate each other for not being the game you all said it was going to be, because everyone thinks it's going to be
actually, it'd be
different.
really cool. Is just Elder Scrolls 6 Akaviri.
That would just screw everyone up.
I mean, that would be like, what?
Well, they could actually call it Akaviri and have it take place in Black Marsh and mainland Morrowind, and the Akaviri are invading. That would really screw with people. They don't tell you that that's what it is. You just think you're on the continent of Akavir.
That would be really cool. We should do a video about E3 2017 predictions. We should do that.
We will, Dave.
But yeah, I think that's it. Hope you've enjoyed watching this. Any recommendations you can put down below? And
tell us your games in the comments below, because we want to know.
And maybe there's some I didn't see.
Dave wants to know.
Yeah, actually, one of the other games that wasn't included in this list, because it just got announced like yesterday, was Splatoon 2 for the Nintendo Switch. Looked moderately cool.
Dave will have to get into that.
But again, I don't want to buy a Switch, so...
Yeah. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, or dislike.
We don't care. Just do something.
As long as you're here to deal with our bullcrap, we're fine with that.
So, thank you for watching, and we will see you in the next video.
Later.